Most of what you were taught about women is wrong, and it is costing you attraction and peace. You were told if you are kind, patient, and transparent, a good woman will see that and choose you. So you opened up. You overshared. You tried to be different from the men she complained about. You listened to every story, helped her process feelings, and waited for when she would see your value. Instead, you watched her light up for men who were less available, less invested, and far less accommodating than you. Let's be real, my friend. Women are not reacting to the polite version of you that society trained. They are reacting to something older, deeper, indifferent to your good intentions. Female desire does not speak the language of people-pleasing. It speaks the language of strength, self-control, presence, and value that does not beg to be seen. In this video, we are going to break down what I wish someone had told me about women using female psychology and Stoic thinking. You will understand why the nice man gets overlooked, why the grounded man gets chosen, and how to move from chasing approval to living as a man women feel drawn to without you performing for it. Stay with me, see this clearly, and you will never show up the same way again. Let's get into it. Number 1. What women actually respond to. My friend, let's start with the truth. Most men never hear women do not respond to what you say you are. They respond to what you are in their nervous system. Attraction for them is not an intellectual evaluation. It is an instinctive reading of your grounding, your direction, your emotional stability, and your capacity to lead yourself. And this is exactly why so many good men, especially men over 40, find themselves confused. You think she is choosing based on kindness, fairness, communication, and moral character. But her instinct is choosing based on strength, certainty, self-control, and value that does not need her approval to stand tall. Let me give you a real example. Take Richard, 57, from North Carolina. Successful, composed, and genuinely a good man. After his divorce, he starts seeing a younger woman named Lily, 33. She tells him she likes mature men, she loves how respectful he is, and she appreciates how he listens. Richard takes all of this at face value. He thinks he is doing everything right. He gives her attention, reassures her, checks in often, and tries to show that he is different from the inconsistent, younger guys she complained about. But something strange happens. The more available he becomes, the less responsive she is. The kinder he is, the more distant she gets. The more he tries to show his sincerity, the less she seems to feel anything. Richard doesn't understand. He thinks, why is she pulling away when I'm giving her everything women say they want? Here's why. Lily wasn't responding to his niceness. She was responding to his grounding. At first, he had it. He was steady, self-directed, and living his life. But when he began centering her too quickly, he shifted from masculine presence to emotional submission. She felt it instantly, and the instinct that once drew her in suddenly went quiet. Women respond to a man's center, not his compliance. They respond to silence that comes from confidence, not silence that comes from fear. They respond to calmness that comes from emotional control, not calmness that comes from walking on eggshells. They respond to boundaries that signal self-respect, not boundaries that are used as manipulation. And above all, they respond to a man who does not rearrange his identity just to earn closeness. Look at Richard again. The moment he stopped trying to prove himself, something shifted. He pulled his focus back to his training routine, his business, and his personal projects. He answered slower because he was actually busy, not because he wanted to play games. He gave shorter responses, not out of punishment, but because he was no longer performing. And Lily felt the difference. Suddenly she showed initiative. Suddenly she wanted to see him. Suddenly she leaned in emotionally, not because he chased, but because he stopped chasing. Attraction is not built through effort. It is built through presence. Effort can convince her you want her. Presence convinces her she wants you. This is the part most men miss, especially men who were raised to be dependable. You were taught that effort equals affection. But in female psychology, effort without self-respect signals weakness, not goodness. Women respond to the version of you who is grounded, calm, and whole, not the version of you who bends to be chosen. Now here's your anchor for this lesson. Drop this in the comments. I lead myself first. Stay with me because next we expose why being a good man is not the advantage you were told it was. Number 2. Why being a good man isn't enough. My friend, this is the part most men wish someone had told them decades earlier. You can be loyal, respectful, generous, emotionally available, responsible, and still not be the man she chooses. Not because goodness has no value, but because goodness without strength does not create desire. Women admire a good man, but they respond to a grounded man. And when you confuse admiration with attraction, you end up giving more and receiving less, hoping your effort will eventually flip a switch in her instinct. It won't. Here's the core truth. Being a good man gets you appreciation, but appreciation is not desire. Appreciation is what she feels for her teacher, her co-workers, her friends, her brother. Desire is what she feels for the man whose presence activates something deeper than logic. And that has nothing to do with niceness. In fact, the more a man uses niceness as a strategy, the more invisible he becomes. Stoic philosophy understood this thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." But here's the part men miss. He did not say perform goodness. He said be one. Being good is rooted in strength, not submission. It is anchored in character, not compliance. The modern man was taught to make goodness a tactic to earn approval, and women feel that instantly. They feel when your kindness comes from abundance, and they feel when it comes from fear. Fear-driven goodness is the silent killer of attraction. It looks like over-texting to avoid disappointing her. It looks like apologizing when you haven't done anything wrong. It looks like giving too much too fast. It looks like rearranging your schedule at the slightest hint of her interest. It looks like complimenting her more than she compliments you. It looks like seeking reassurance in the form of, "Are you okay? Did I do something wrong? Is everything fine?" These actions are not evil. They're just rooted in insecurity rather than masculine grounding. Women don't reject the good man. They reject the anxious man hiding inside the good man. A younger woman especially can sense this immediately. She may like your maturity, enjoy your stability, and appreciate your experience, but if your energy is built around earning her approval, she will slowly lose respect. Because respect is born from strength, self-command, and emotional independence. As Epictetus said, no person is free who is not master of himself. And in dating, this becomes painfully real. A man who is not master of himself becomes dependent on her reactions, and her desire collapses. The solution is not to become cold or detached. The solution is to pair your goodness with boundaries, your kindness with confidence, your generosity with purpose, and your patience with self-respect. When your goodness stands on top of strength, it becomes powerful. When it stands on top of insecurity, it becomes self-sabotage. Women choose the man whose goodness is backed by gravity, the man who is calm, present, steady, and unshaken by her mood or her tests. The man who gives from overflow, not from emptiness. The man who lives well, not the man who performs goodness to be seen well. So here's what I want you to anchor right now. I choose strength before approval. Stay with me because next we uncover the instinct she feels before she even thinks, a force far older than anything she can explain. Number 3. The instinct she feels before she thinks. My friend, this is where most men finally understand why their logic, their kindness, and their effort never land the way they expect. Women respond to something before your words, before your intentions, before your personality even has a chance to register. They respond to an instinctive read of your presence. This happens in seconds, and it happens without her choosing it. Desire is not a decision for her. It is a biological reaction long before it becomes a thought. Let me show you how this plays out with men your age. Meet Stephen, 58, from Arizona. Smart, financially stable, and emotionally mature. After the end of a long marriage, he starts dating again and meets Jenna, 34. She tells him she likes older men, she finds his life experience attractive, and she feels safe around him. All the right signs. But something strange happens on their first few dates. Something Stephen can't explain. He's polite, he's attentive, he compliments her, he asks thoughtful questions. He does everything a good man is supposed to do. Yet Jenna feels lukewarm. Then one night they meet at a small wine bar. Stephen arrives, but this time he's different. He came directly from a business meeting. He's calm, composed, not overthinking anything. He listens more than he talks. He doesn't rush to fill silence. He sits back with quiet confidence, grounded in himself. And suddenly Jenna feels something she didn't feel before. She leans in more. She mirrors his posture. She plays with her hair. She laughs easier. Why? Because this time her instinct felt him before her mind judged him. Women feel presence. Women feel self-command. Women feel masculine stillness, and they feel it before they understand it. Now look at Jenna's perspective. Younger women especially live in a world full of men who try too hard to impress them. Men who perform confidence instead of embodying it. Men who talk too much, explain too much, overshare, oversmile, overpromise. When a woman meets a man who is simply there, calm, centered, unforced, her instinct reacts. Not because he is older or richer or wiser, but because he is grounded. Take another example. Jonathan, 61, from Illinois, meets Anna, 30. She's ambitious, social, and surrounded by young men constantly chasing her. When she meets Jonathan, she expects the same pattern, effort, compliments, eagerness. But Jonathan doesn't rush. He doesn't bend. He listens, watches, observes. Not in a cold way, but in a way that shows he is not seeking approval. Anna later admits something interesting. I felt him the moment he walked in. I don't know why. That right there is instinct. This is why female attraction cannot be negotiated, explained, or earned. It is felt before it is understood. It is registered in her nervous system long before her mind catches up. And this is why so many good men feel confused. You think her desire is a reward for your effort, but really her desire is a response to your presence. A man who is grounded activates her instinct. A man who is anxious activates her sympathy. And sympathy never leads to attraction. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." A woman feels that retreat the moment you walk into the room. She feels whether you are centered or scattered, anchored or needy, composed or performing. This is the instinct she feels before she thinks. And once you understand it, you stop trying to convince her. You start embodying what she is built to respond to. So drop this in the comments to lock it in. I build presence first. Stay with me, because next we break down the tests she uses to separate the man who performs strength from the man who truly owns it. Number 4. The tests that reveal your true strength. My friend, this is the part most men misunderstand entirely. When a woman tests you, she is not trying to disrespect you. She is not attacking you. She is not being dramatic for entertainment. A woman's tests are instinctive. They are her way of separating the man who claims he is grounded from the man who actually is. These tests happen fast, quietly, and often without her awareness. They are not intellectual, they are biological. Women test for one core reason: to see if your internal world matches the strength you project externally. A man can dress well, speak calmly, act confident, and appear composed. But if it's all surface-level performance, the moment pressure touches him, he cracks. She senses the crack instantly, and she interprets it not as weakness, but as a lack of self-command. That kills attraction faster than anything else. Stoic philosophy captures this dynamic perfectly. Epictetus said, "Circumstances do not make the man, they merely reveal him." That's exactly what a woman is doing when she tests you. She's not creating pressure. She's revealing your relationship to pressure. Let me walk you through several common tests and the truth behind each one. When she becomes slightly cold or distant, she's not asking, "Do you still want me?" She's asking, "Are you emotionally stable, or do you fall apart the moment something shifts?" When she challenges your opinion, she's not looking for a debate. She's checking if you can stand firm without becoming reactive or insecure. When she delays a response, she's not playing games. She's observing whether you lose yourself in anticipation or remain grounded in your own rhythm. When she teases you or adds a bit of attitude, she is not disrespecting you. She is feeling out whether you respond from ego or self-control. A woman, especially a younger woman, feels safest with a man whose emotions do not wobble based on her mood. If her shift creates panic in you, she instantly knows you are not the man you appear to be. If her challenge turns you defensive, she knows your confidence is fragile. If her distance makes you chase, she knows your center is dependent on her approval. But when you remain calm, neutral, steady, everything changes. She realizes your presence is real, your confidence is real. Your internal grounding is not an act. This is where attraction grows, not because you pass a test, but because you reveal who you truly are. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like a rock on which the waves break." The waves do not break the rock, they break themselves. That is how a woman wants to feel around you. Grounded, centered, safe. Not because you dominate her, but because you dominate yourself. Now here's the part. Men miss failing a test isn't about making a wrong move. It's about reacting instead of responding. Testing is not something she plans, it's something she feels. And responding with calmness, steadiness, and emotional independence is what transforms how she sees you. Before we move on, my friend, if you want deeper lessons, private breakdowns, and weekly guidance on mastering Stoic masculinity, make sure you join the channel membership. That's where we go into what I cannot share publicly. And drop this in the comments to anchor the lesson I stay unmoved. Stick with me, because the next part reveals the masculine energy she cannot fake attraction to, no matter what she says she wants. Number 5. The masculine energy she can't fake attraction to. My friend, here is the truth. Most men never hear a woman can pretend to like your jokes, your hobbies, even your lifestyle. But she cannot fake her response to your energy. Attraction is not a choice. It is a biological reaction. And when a man carries the kind of grounded masculine presence her instincts are wired to respond to, she feels it before she can explain it. This has nothing to do with being loud, dominant, or flashy. It has everything to do with how you move, how you hold yourself, and how little you need her approval to feel like a man. Let me show you what I mean with something real, something you've probably seen in your own life. Take Mark, 52, divorced, living in Colorado. After his marriage ended, he tried dating again. He thought he needed to act younger to attract younger women. Softer voice, extra jokes, constant texting, always available. And what happened? Women liked him. But they didn't want him. They treated him like a friendly option, not a man they felt pulled toward. Then you have someone like Olivia, 34, a fitness coach he met at a charity event. The moment she talked to him, she wasn't responding to the details of who he was. She was responding to something deeper. His calm, his slowness, his lack of rush. The way he didn't lean in too much. The way he asked questions without trying to impress her. The way he stayed grounded in himself, not chasing her reactions. That energy makes a woman soften. It makes her curious. It makes her feel safe and excited at the same time. Every man in his 40s, 50s, and 60s needs to understand this. Your masculine energy becomes stronger as you age. If you stop trying to compete with the energy of younger men lead with speed. Older men lead with presence. Younger men try to prove. Older men have nothing to prove. Younger men chase, older men choose. This contrast is exactly what a woman feels immediately. Let's bring in another example. Daniel, 46, from Arizona, started seeing a woman named Harper, 31. Every time Harper pulled away a bit, Daniel panicked and doubled his effort. Good morning texts, long paragraphs, over-explaining, asking if she was upset. What Daniel didn't understand is that feminine energy responds to space and stability, not emotional scrambling. Harper wasn't losing interest. She was checking his grounding, and every time he wavered, her instinct pulled back harder. But the moment Daniel stopped chasing, slowed down, lived his life and interacted with her from a centered place, something shifted. She started initiating. She started leaning in. She started asking to see him, because masculine calm creates emotional gravity. Here is the part. Most men resist attraction is not built through effort. It is built through state. A woman feels whether your mind is calm or chaotic, whether your self-worth is internal or dependent, whether you're leading or reacting, and she responds accordingly. If this part of the video hits something in you, drop this below. I lead myself. Stay with me, my friend, because the next part exposes the emotional blind spots women instinctively sense in men before those men ever notice them themselves. You don't want to miss this. Number 6. The power of being emotionally unshakable. My friend, this is where most men lose themselves without even realizing it. They think women want sweetness, softness, constant reassurance, and emotional transparency at every turn. What women actually respond to is emotional stability. Not coldness, not distance, stability. The kind of presence that does not rise and fall based on her tone, her mood, or the unpredictability of the moment. When you become emotionally unshakable, you stop being a man she can toy with, and you become a man she respects on a biological level. Let's be real. Every man has been in that situation where a woman suddenly shifts. One day she is warm, the next day she is distant. One text is enthusiastic, the next is cold. And inside you start spiraling. Did I say something wrong? Is she losing interest? Should I text again? Should I fix this? But the moment you let her emotional state dictate your emotional state, she feels it, and not in a good way. She reads it as instability, insecurity, and need. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Seneca said, "He who is brave is free." What does that mean in relationships? A man who is brave enough to remain calm is free from emotional manipulation, free from insecurity, free from overreacting to every change in her mood. Women test not because they're cruel, but because emotional steadiness is what makes them feel safe. If your state collapses every time her energy changes, she instinctively knows you are not grounded enough to lead yourself, let alone lead a relationship. Emotional unshakability does not mean acting like a robot. It means you feel your emotions without letting them control your behavior. If she gets distant, you don't panic. If she gets moody, you don't argue. If she challenges you, you don't defend. You stay centered. You stay present. You stay in the moment. This calmness is the deepest expression of masculine confidence because it signals that your identity is internal, not dependent on her validation. Women are deeply intuitive. They sense whether your calm is real or forced. They sense whether your silence is strength or passive aggression. They sense whether your steadiness is genuine or simply a trick you're using to appear confident. True emotional grounding cannot be faked. It comes from developing self-control, self-respect, and a life that does not revolve around her reactions. Here's what emotional unshakability looks like in real time. She pulls back. Instead of chasing you, slow down. She gets irritated. Instead of matching her energy, you breathe and stay composed. She gives mixed signals. Instead of trying to solve her confusion, you observe and continue moving forward with clarity. She questions something you said. Instead of explaining yourself endlessly, you respond once calmly and then return to your center. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." When you apply that to your dating life, everything changes. You stop being the man who reacts. You become the man who decides. You stop losing frame. You stop losing respect. You stop losing attraction. Because emotional self-control is one of the strongest masculine signals a woman can feel. It tells her you are anchored. It tells her you are safe to follow. It tells her you are a man who cannot be moved by temporary noise. If this message lands for you, drop this in the comments. I stay centered. Stay tuned, my friend, because next we're breaking down the pattern women sense long before they admit it out loud. You do not want to miss this. Number 7. The silent behaviors that turn her on. My friend, here is something most men completely overlook. A woman is not only attracted to what you say, she is deeply affected by what you don't say, your quiet behaviors, your subtle choices, the things you do without trying to impress her. These are the signals that speak directly to her instincts. And the older you are, the more powerful these silent behaviors become, because they carry the weight of experience, self-control, and masculine certainty. Let me show you what this looks like through something real. Picture Ethan, 51, from North Carolina. Divorced, steady career, no interest in playing games. He starts talking to Rachel, 36, a marketing director he met at a conference. At first, he tried to impress her with witty messages and too much enthusiasm. But the moment he stopped performing and simply lived in his natural pace, everything changed. What pulled her in wasn't the jokes or the compliments. It was the way he listened without rushing to fill silence, the way he paused before answering, the way he kept his plans, didn't cancel his workouts or his responsibilities, and didn't rearrange his world every time she texted. Silent behaviors are far more attractive to women than loud displays. The way you walk into a room with deliberate steps. The way you sit with a relaxed posture, shoulders down, breathing steady. The way you look at her, not staring, not scanning, just present. Women notice everything. They notice your pace, your tone, your calm, your discipline. They notice whether your attention is scattered or precise. They notice if your presence feels grounded or desperate. Let's bring in another example. Jacob, 45, from Seattle, started seeing a woman named Mia, 32. He didn't try clever lines or emotional theatrics. Instead, he did something most men overlook. He stopped interrupting her. He didn't rush to fill gaps in conversation. When she talked, he maintained calm eye contact, nodded once, and let her finish her thoughts. She later admitted she had never met a man who made her feel so heard without saying much at all. It wasn't the words. It was the steadiness behind them. Silent behaviors communicate something powerful to a woman. This man is not controlled by impulse. He is not starved for validation. He is not performing. He is anchored. Feminine energy responds best not to chaos, but to calm, not to loudness, but to certainty, not to intensity, but to steadiness. When you express your masculinity through your presence instead of your mouth, everything about you becomes more attractive. Women can sense desperation without a single word. They can sense confidence without a single word. They can sense self-respect without a single word. That is why your silent behaviors matter more than your compliments or your charm. When you move with intention, when you speak with control, when you pause before reacting, a woman feels it in her body long before she thinks it in her mind. And here is the secret. Most men miss your silence is only attractive when it comes from clarity, not fear. Silence, driven by insecurity, feels cold, distant, unsure. But silence driven by confidence feels powerful, safe, and magnetic. If this part resonates, drop this below. I move with intent. Stick with me, because the next part exposes the shift women feel the moment they start respecting you more than they expect you to chase them. You do not want to miss this. Number 8. The value hierarchy she uses to choose men. My friend, this is where most men get confused, frustrated, and even angry without realizing they are aiming at the wrong target. Women do not choose men based on surface traits, not your car, not your height, not your job title, not the smooth lines you practiced in the mirror. Women choose men based on an internal value hierarchy that has been shaped over thousands of years of evolution. And if you don't understand how this hierarchy works, you will keep investing in the wrong qualities while being blind to the ones she actually reacts to. Let's break this down with clarity, because once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The first layer of her hierarchy is emotional safety, not the soft, overly comforting kind most men assume she wants, but the stability that tells her you cannot be manipulated by moods, pressure, or insecurity. A grounded man makes her body relax. A reactive man makes her body tense. Seneca said, "No man is crushed by fortune unless he has first been deceived by her." Women feel the same about men. She does not trust your calm if it only exists when everything is easy. The second layer is your life direction. Not ambition in theory, but ambition in motion. A woman can instantly sense whether you are moving forward or simply talking about moving forward. She feels the difference between a man with momentum and a man who is waiting for someone to motivate him. She may like the dreamer, but she chooses the doer. Because direction creates security, and security creates attraction. The third layer is your boundaries. Weak boundaries make her lose respect quietly and quickly. Strong boundaries create value. When you can say no without guilt, when you can hold your standards without turning controlling, when you can walk away from disrespect without raising your voice, that places you higher on her hierarchy than any flashy lifestyle ever could. A man without boundaries becomes an emotional butler. A man with boundaries becomes a presence she gravitates toward. The fourth layer is your independence. Women are drawn to men who have a life that stands on its own. Not a man who is alone or unavailable, but a man who is full. A man who does not crumble at the thought of losing her. A man who sees her as an addition, not a lifeline. Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." A man who depends on a woman for his emotional weather becomes instantly less attractive, no matter how kind he is. The fifth layer is your emotional discipline. This is where most men fall. They overshare too soon. They panic when she pulls back. They beg for clarity. They reveal their anxiety. What they do not realize is that women don't judge a man for having emotions. They judge a man by how he manages them. Discipline is not suppression. Discipline is control. A woman is drawn to a man who feels deeply but responds slowly. All of these layers form the hierarchy she uses, often unconsciously, to decide whether you are a man she invests in, a man she keeps around for attention, or a man she forgets the moment someone stronger enters the room. If this opened your eyes, drop this below. I raise my value. Let's keep going, because next you'll learn how your behavior can shift her entire perception of you without you saying a single word. Stay with me. Number 9. The hidden signals that tell her who you really are. My friend, women do not judge you by the things you highlight. They judge you by the things you don't even realize you're showing. These hidden signals are the ones that tell her who you truly are beneath your confidence, your appearance, and your words. And once a woman picks up on them, she cannot unsee them. You cannot talk your way out of a signal that your behavior already revealed. Let's break this down through something real. Picture Brian, 54, from Minnesota. Steady job, financially secure, good shape for his age. On paper, everything looked right. He started seeing Emily, 38, a nurse he met through friends. At first, Emily was genuinely interested. She liked his maturity, his steadiness, his career. But slowly, without him noticing, he sent signals that betrayed insecurity. Every time she took a little longer to reply, he double-texted. When she cancelled plans once, he overreacted with emotional disappointment. When she teased him, he got defensive. Emily didn't walk away because of the events. She walked away because the signals revealed the truth. His confidence was fragile. Women notice your patience, your tone, the pace of your breathing when things don't go your way, the way your eyes shift when you feel uncertain. They notice if you lean in too much, agree too quickly, or apologize for things that don't require apology. All of these tiny behaviors tell her whether you are grounded or trying to perform stability. Now let's bring in another example so you can see the contrast. Look at Robert, 48, from Florida. He met a woman named Jenna, 33, during a business seminar. On their first few dates, she tested him subtly without meaning to. She made a light comment about another guy texting her. She arrived 10 minutes late to see how he'd respond to unpredictability. She threw a playful challenge at one of his opinions. Robert didn't flinch. He didn't tense up. He didn't rush to adjust himself. He stayed calm, unbothered, and present. His signals told her everything. This man is not threatened, not insecure, and not performing for approval. That made him 10 times more attractive without him adding a single word. Women read hidden signals far more than men realize. They watch how you respond to discomfort. They notice if your voice shakes when you talk about your boundaries. They catch the flicker in your eye when you feel judged. They sense whether your compliments are genuine or a bid for validation. They feel whether your interest comes from abundance or loneliness. And here's the truth, my friend. Your hidden signals are louder than your strongest pickup line. You cannot fake groundedness. You cannot fake secure energy. You cannot fake self-respect. She will always see the cracks long before you do. So what signals does a high-value man send? Stillness when something unexpected happens. Thoughtfulness before speaking. The willingness to walk away without drama. A relaxed posture even when things aren't going perfectly. The ability to say no calmly. The presence of a man who is full on his own. These are the signals that tell her deep in her instincts. This man knows who he is. If this part of the video hits you in the chest, drop this in the comments. I show strength silently. Don't go anywhere because the next part will reveal the shift that happens in a woman the moment she realizes you are not a man she can manipulate or predict. This is where everything changes. Number 10. The lesson every man learns too late. My friend, this final lesson is the one most men only understand after years of frustration, heartbreak, and self-blame. It is the lesson men learn late in life because no one teaches it. Young women respond to the man you are not the man you try to be. And every attempt to impress, convince, explain, or perform moves you further away from what actually creates attraction. Most men spend decades believing the same lie, that if they work harder, give more show, more loyalty, express more feelings, or prove their intentions, then the right woman will finally choose them. They think effort equals attraction. They think consistency automatically earns desire. They think being different from other men gives them an advantage. But female psychology does not work like that. Desire is not negotiated. Respect is not requested. Attraction is not earned through good behavior. Here is the truth. A woman is drawn to the man who knows his value without needing her to confirm it. She is drawn to the man who can walk away from disrespect without asking for closure. She is drawn to the man whose life keeps moving with or without her. Women feel attraction for the man who does not collapse under pressure, who does not chase emotional certainty, and who does not hand over his self-worth like a gift for her to evaluate. Men learn this lesson too late because they spend decades chasing the wrong outcomes. They try to get women to like them instead of becoming men who naturally command respect. They try to avoid rejection instead of becoming men who are not afraid of it. They try to play safe instead of becoming men who can hold tension without breaking. And when a woman senses a man who is not afraid of losing her, she feels something most men never inspire in their entire lives: instinctive attraction. This is the lesson you must carry with you. Women are not drawn to perfection, they are drawn to certainty, not emotional certainty from her. Certainty within you, when you know who you are, when you lead your life with direction, when you stay calm under pressure, when you enforce your boundaries without aggression, and when you walk away from anything that costs you your peace. You become the kind of man she cannot forget. A woman may enjoy the man who entertains her, but she commits to the man who steadies her. She may flirt with the man who tries hard, but she follows the man who chooses himself. She may admire the man who speaks well, but she desires the man whose presence says everything without needing to raise his voice. And here is the part men almost never understand until it's too late. Women don't reshape their behavior for the man they like. They reshape their behavior for the man they respect. The moment you stop trying to be chosen, the moment you stop giving your power away, the moment you stop making her validation, your oxygen, you rise into the version of yourself she cannot manipulate, replace, or ignore. The lesson every man learns too late is simple focus on becoming the man a woman feels drawn to, not the man she feels responsible for. When you value yourself first, the right women will recognize it immediately, and the wrong women will remove themselves. Both outcomes are wins. You and I just walked through the real psychology behind female attraction, not the cliches, not the feel-good advice, the truth, what she responds to, what she respects, and what she can never fake. If you apply even a fraction of what we covered today, you will stop chasing and start choosing. That is the shift every man needs. If you want deeper teachings and private lessons I cannot share publicly, make sure you join the channel membership. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel so you never miss the next video. Thank you for watching, my friend. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.